The Five Eyes. Alliance, a legacy of World War II code-breaking, has long been a cornerstone of Western intelligence. The United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia and New Zealand, bound by shared secrets and common goals, formed an impenetrable network. Across the globe, another intelligence giant emerged from the shadows: India's Research and Analysis Wing, known as RAW. Tasked with protecting India's interests in a volatile region, RAW honed its skills in counter-terrorism, covert operations and intelligence gathering. RAW's rise to prominence coincided with a period of significant geopolitical upheaval. China's growing assertiveness, Russia's resurgence on the world stage, and the persistent threat of terrorism created a perfect storm. The world was changing, and the old intelligence paradigms were no longer sufficient. In 2025, a watershed moment arrived. The Five Eyes, recognizing the need for a strategic partner in a rapidly evolving world, extended an invitation to India's RAW. This unprecedented collaboration signaled a recognition of India's growing importance in global affairs and its unique intelligence capabilities. The world of 2025 stood on a precipice. The post-Cold War order, fragile and fractured, was crumbling. New threats, both conventional and asymmetric, demanded a coordinated response. China's aggressive expansionism in the Indo-Pacific, fueled by economic might and military modernization, sent shockwaves through the region. Cyber warfare, a silent and insidious threat, emerged as a weapon of choice for state and non-state actors alike. The digital realm, once a domain of innovation and progress, transformed into a battleground where data was stolen, infrastructure crippled, and trust eroded. Terrorist organizations, emboldened by chaos and instability, continued to pose a grave threat to global security. From the mountains of Afghanistan to the bustling cities of the West, the spectre of terrorism loomed large, demanding a united front. The Five Eyes, once the guardians of Western security, found themselves needing to adapt to this new reality. India, with its strategic location, intelligence prowess, and deep understanding of the region's complexities, emerged as an indispensable partner. The stage was set for an unprecedented collaboration. In the heart of a secure facility, far from the prying eyes of the media and the public, a historic meeting took place. Intelligence chiefs from the Five Eyes nations gathered with their counterparts from RAW. The atmosphere was tense, the stakes high. Three key areas dominated the agenda: counter-terrorism, cybersecurity, and Indo-Pacific security. The threat of terrorism, a shared concern for all nations present, topped the list. Intelligence sharing on known terrorist networks, their movements and their plans became paramount. Cybersecurity, a relatively new but rapidly evolving threat, posed a unique challenge. The Five Eyes, with their advanced technological capabilities, sought to leverage India's expertise in countering cyber attacks. Joint initiatives to develop AI-powered threat detection systems and share best practices were discussed. Finally, the spectre of China's rise loomed large over the discussions. The Indo-Pacific region, a hotbed of geopolitical competition, became a focal point. Cooperative maritime surveillance, intelligence gathering on China's military activities, and strategies to counter its growing influence were all on the table. The news of the Five Eyes RAW collaboration sent shockwaves through the corridors of power in Beijing and Moscow. China, already wary of India's growing strategic partnership with the West, reacted with predictable fury. State-controlled media denounced the meeting as a provocation and a dangerous escalation. Accusations of containment and encirclement filled the airwaves, accompanied by veiled threats of retaliation. Cyber attacks on Indian government websites and critical infrastructure spiked in the days following the summit. Russia, though geographically distant from the Indo-Pacific, viewed the collaboration with suspicion. Long wary of Western attempts to contain its influence, Moscow saw the Five Eyes RAW partnership as another front in a broader geopolitical struggle. Statements from the Kremlin expressed deep concern and warned of the destabilizing consequences of such alliances. Section 5. A Crescent Moon's Dilemma. Pakistan's precarious position. Caught in the crosshairs of this evolving geopolitical landscape was Pakistan. Long a close ally of China, Pakistan found itself in an increasingly precarious position. The Five Eyes raw collaboration, with its focus on counter-terrorism, sent shivers down the spines of Pakistan's military and intelligence establishment. India's long-standing accusations of Pakistan's support for terrorist groups operating in Kashmir gained new credence. Pakistan's initial reaction was one of defiance. Government officials dismissed the collaboration as a paper tiger and vowed to protect their country's sovereignty and territorial integrity. However, beneath the surface of bravado lay a deep sense of unease. Section 6. The potential dawn of Six Eyes. Reshaping the global intelligence landscape. The 2025 meeting between the Five Eyes and RAW represented more than just a one-off collaboration. It signaled a potential paradigm shift in the global intelligence order. The possibility of India formally joining the Five Eyes, creating a Six Eyes alliance, became a topic of intense speculation. Such a development, if it were to occur, would have far-reaching implications. The combined intelligence capabilities of 6 of the world's most powerful nations would be a force to be reckoned with. From countering terrorism to deterring aggression to combating cyber threats, the impact would be undeniable. Section 7. Information warfare at the new battlefield of the 21st century. The 2025 summit highlighted a stark reality. The battleground of the 21st century is no longer confined to land, sea, or air. Information in the digital age has become a weapon of war. The Five Eyes and RAW, recognizing this paradigm shift, understood the need to master the art of information warfare. Joint initiatives to counter disinformation campaigns, protect critical infrastructure from cyber attacks, and develop cutting-edge surveillance technologies became paramount. The future of global security, it became clear, would be shaped by those who could control the flow of information, protect their own networks, and exploit the vulnerabilities of their adversaries. Section 8. A world on edge implications for international relations. The Five Eyes raw collaborations sent ripples of uncertainty throughout the international system. Alliances, once considered ironclad, were being tested. New partnerships, driven by shared threats and converging interests, were emerging. The global balance of power, delicately maintained for decades, was shifting. The rise of China, the resurgence of Russia, and the increasing assertiveness of regional powers created a multipolar world fraught with uncertainty. In this complex and rapidly evolving environment, the Five Eyes raw collaboration represented a significant realignment. It remained to be seen whether this new partnership would contribute to greater stability or exacerbate existing tensions. Section 9. The future of global security, a high-stakes game of shadows. The 2025 meeting between the Five Eyes and RAW marked a turning point in the history of global intelligence sharing. It signaled a recognition that the old ways of doing business were no longer sufficient. The world had entered a new era, one defined by complex threats, shifting alliances, and the relentless pace of technological change. In this high-stakes game of shadows, information was the ultimate weapon, and the Five Eyes and RAW were determined to master its use. The future of global security, it seemed, would be shaped by the unseen hands of intelligence agencies working in the shadows to protect their nations from the threats of the 21st century.